Simplify. Here we have a complex fraction. In the numerator is subtraction, in the denominator subtraction. So we first need to simplify that, actually subtract those two terms. And since one of them is a fraction, we need a common denominator. So that common denominator would be x plus 3. So this first term is missing an x plus 3. So we need to do that both in the numerator and the denominator so we don't change the value of this term. Using the distributive property, we'll have x plus 3, and then we still have this subtract 4. Again, I'd like to try and clean up this whole numerator before I continue with the problem. So this is x minus 1 over x plus 3. For the denominator, if we want to subtract those, again we need a common denominator, and that appears to be an x plus 1. So this fraction is okay, but this other term needs to have an x plus 1, and so that we don't change the value of that term, we're going to do it both in the numerator and the denominator. 1 times x plus 1 is x plus 1, and then we still have subtract 2. Simplifying that, we get x minus 1 over x plus 1. Since we have a complex fraction, what we'd like to do is make the denominators the same. Notice that we already have the numerators the same. Well, on second thought, why don't we try that other approach of changing this to a division problem? So if we write it out as a division problem with the numerator divided by the denominator, then we'll go and change this to a multiplication problem by taking the reciprocal of that second fraction. So now if we're going to be multiplying, we can actually reduce. If we can find a common factor in both the numerator and the denominator, we can divide those out. And x plus 3 doesn't factor, x plus 1 doesn't factor, so our final answer for this complex fraction is x plus 1 divided by x plus 3.